say just to poke the bear and to shove it in T.O.'s face. That's what they did that for. It's all about T.O.
I don't think it's all about Tim. He's better. He's better talent-wise than Tim.
Oh Lord, have mercy. He gonna make me have a heart attack.
He was.
He really gonna make me have a heart attack.
I ain't gonna have no heart attack.
Yeah, because
When you say when you talk,
he gonna be
you talking pure
some
talent. Mano y mano.
he is
Megatron's better.
he
Oh,
is going
talent, yeah,
to
talent.
really
I'm not talking about talent.
say some crazy
That's what I
stuff.
just said. He
Nah,
just
I'm not
he
talking
was
about talent.
he's more talented.
Shove it in T.O.'s face. That's what they did.
Man, you gotta get your Wi-Fi fixed, dog.
I don't
Talent
know.
for
Let it
talent,
mess
he's
up.
better.
Let it mess up because I don't want to hear
No.
that nonsense he talking anyway. I don't want to hear that.
But anyway, how y'all doing out there today, Ron? How was your week, Ron?
It was good, man. How was yours, man?
My week was pretty good. You know, some things went by. Had snow down here. Hey, Miss Sharon, how you doing, Miss Chocolate Girl?
I'm doing
Miss
good.
Chocolate
I'm doing
Girl.
okay.
I ain't got
Doing
nothing to drink. I just realized that.
I'm doing okay.
How was your week out there, Miss Sharon, Miss Chocolate Girl?
uh, it's been interesting, ups and downs, but I'm here.
Yeah, definitely good to be here. Rashawn Jackson, Tom Rashawn in the building. Oh, he must be
Yeah,
busy.
Yeah.
Yo, what's going on, man? How was your week, man? How was everything?
Uh,
I don't know what that meant.
me either.
I don't
that's
know.
what it was. It was
Oh, it was oh, okay, all right. Okay, all right. Well, listen, I want to get right into it. We do the trash ass players and the certified players. So let's get right on into it. Let's see what's going on. Ron, who is your trash ass player?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay,
And, and why? Because he did not throw a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
yeah.
he
Everybody
said
kept saying
Patrick Mahomes.
that's what he said. Everybody kept saying that.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. He did not throw no touchdown in the Super Bowl.
How many accurate passes did he throw?
It's not his fault they did not
He threw a
catch it.
lot of them. I ain't gonna say he ain't throw that. He threw a lot of them.
He
They
threw
they,
a lot
they
of
hit
it,
some
but
motherfuckers in the helmet, not the
so you
hand,
wait a
the
minute.
helmet.
So you
All
tell
right, the
me he
face
got to
mask.
you tell me he got to throw the ball and catch it too? That what we playing now? Where they play that game at?
They Pro Football Focus said Patrick Mahomes ran almost 400 yards.
No. He ran 497 yards.
Oh, it was
Woo!
497. I thought they
Yes.
said four. I thought they said
No.
409. Oh,
The
No,
way
dang.
they
it's
were chasing him,
497 yards, and he was rushed. Well, I'll get it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Go ahead.
Man. Uh, Rashawn, do you got a trash ass player, Rashawn?
Yeah, all the refs that ref that game.
Except for that female ref, she did a good job. Shout out to her. Shout out to
She was they always trash.
who you
Collective.
got,
They came with
Sam?
one band, one sound. Trash.
He said one man.
one band one side.
He
One
made a
band one side. I
Google
hear you.
reference. All righty.
So who was your trash ass player, Shannon? Did you have one?
Yeah. The Kansas City Chiefs offensive line is mine. Um, because like I just said, Patrick Mahomes was running for his life. He ran 497 yards before he even, and not even that's before running through the line of scrimmage. This is just trying to get available.
Right.
497 yards. We're not talking about the times he moved the ball downfield. He's scrambling 497 yards. I keep saying that, and it's like unreal, unheard of. I've never heard of a stat like that. And then he also was pressured 29 times. You know how many times Tom Brady was pressured?
Probably
Four.
two,
Four.
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 They had the first time I've ever seen. I'm sorry, not ever. The first time I've seen in a long time, they did a double corner blitz on Patrick Mahomes. That was the first time I seen that in a long time.
Well, I will tell.
That's crazy.
I was watching them, and it was like they imploded. It's like were they all high? Did they all have COVID? What happened? It was like they were nothing like they've been all season.
Yeah,
And the
Nothing.
people keep getting in the argument. No, it was just that the Tampa Bay defense was just so dominant. It wasn't that Kansas City
No.
played bad. No, it was that Kansas City actually played bad, because all dominant defenses don't always win Super Bowls. They don't always win.
sure don't.
Somebody figures out a way to beat them at their own game. Well, Kansas City had no answer. It was that offensive line. Mahomes did all he could with what he had available. He couldn't do nothing. No wonder he hitting people in the helmet. He was forced to throw the ball 29 freaking times. It's crazy.
Well said. Well put.
Thank you.
Well, people thought I was crazy when I said this though, but my trash ass player.
Oh, the Bucks offensive line is also my trash ass players. Because y'all could have blocked like that for Jameson. Damn.
That
Tom
wasn't
Brady get
the
back there and everybody want block.
that wasn't the difference in this year and last year. The difference was they moved to a double tight end set, and Gronk was more used as a left tackle than he was as a tight end this year because they had to help
You are
out
correct.
Donovan Smith. Donovan Smith, who was ass through weeks 1 through 5, but then he turned around at around the end, and they drafted Tristan Wirfs. It's all about who you draft, and being that fact, I got two trash ass players. One is the wide receivers that ain't catch the goddamn ball that Patrick Mahomes was throwing prayers up there, just hoping motherfuckers catching is hitting them in the helmet. That's one. Number two is whoever thought it was a good idea to draft Clyde Edwards-Helaire for the Kansas City Chiefs and not draft Antoine Winfield Jr. You see the difference in that a draft makes. When you know you need defensive help and the guy's sitting there and you don't draft him, that's who you got to see in the Super Bowl giving you a peace sign that you usually get everybody else.
What was the defensive player you said that they should have drafted?
Antoine Winfield Jr.,
Okay.
Mr. Peace Sign. I like him because he gave that peace sign to Tyreek Hill after he dropped that pass. He gave him the peace sign just like they went. Peace sign. Got the penalty for it and everything. Ain't even care.
That's
And he
because
caught an interception.
that's because Tyreek signed him before when they beat him.
Right. A
Yeah.
while back.
He gave
Yeah.
it right
That's
back.
why. And I said this on plenty of shows. I said it's all right to beat somebody in the beginning of the season. It's cool to beat them during the season. But when you got to see them in the Super Bowl or the postseason, you better be able to beat them again like that. Because if you don't, it looked bad that you beat the crap out of them before, but you couldn't do it again.
Did you post the show, Dennis?
Yeah. And I send it to myself too. Matter of fact, I'll tag you in.
Okay.
Oh no, I messed up. Somebody said ask Sharon something. Hold on.
Oh Lord, why they picking on me already? I
Oh no,
can't even.
BJ said tell Sharon to inbox me when she ready.
Who?
AB's in the building. Said congrats to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shout out to AB man and Buck Flair for getting that championship.
Who said inboxing?
BJ, the Ravens fan.
About what?
I guess it's about the AFC South show. What's the
Oh,
division y'all in?
yeah,
AFC
yeah, yeah,
South?
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay, okay,
AFC South, yeah.
okay. I will. All right.
Um,
He got to remind me because I forget stuff. I'm sorry.
yeah, you might have to inbox her, BJ, because she gonna forget.
Yeah, I forget.
She gonna
I
forget.
do forget.
Does anybody else have any trash ass players? Can we move on to certified?
Yeah, I got one more. So you took
Okay.
the second one. The second one I had was those same wide receivers. My third one was the refs because I believe Time with Sean is right. the people keep saying that the refs bad calls were no factor at all. That's not true. They were a factor. Now they're not the reason that they lost this game. No, but they were a factor. They contributed to it.
Mm.
And my other trash ass player for the week is not in. Um, it's not in football.
Okay.
It's what's his name? James Harden.
Ooh,
Dang, why y'all say ooh?
because I want to hear what you got to say about James Harden. I'm excited.
Because he, you know, people puff his head up. They for the past 5 years, especially, fans have been puffing this dude up, and media too, because he's a great offensive player and all that. He makes no attempts to play consistent, good, high level defense at all. Then he goes to a team where they got rid of defensive players, and he still isn't given the effort that he should give. Now, he may be giving some, but he's not giving any defensive effort. Yes, I know he's playing for two very offensive minded coaches and head coaches. I got it. But you also know the game, and you know you can't step on the court. You're not going to step on the court in the Eastern Conference playoff series thinking you're going to beat anybody not playing defense. It's just not going to happen. And
Right.
I just really get sick of people puffing this dude up. I have consistently been the same on James Harden for the last 5 or 6 years. He is not cracked up to be what everybody says he is. Now y'all can holler about the offensive and getting 30 a night and all that if all you want to. It's just like Brady and the Marines. Oh, Brady won 7. Oh, he's the GOAT. No, it's more than that. You can't just look at one metric and say, oh, because of that thing, they're the GOAT, or they're this, or they're the best of that. No, you got to look at the whole picture at all times. And no, he's trash to me. I just can't stand him. I don't even like to watch him play.
To be honest with you, Sam,
He's not a real basketball player.
to
It's
be
just like
honest,
somebody with a ball. He's just not a real player. He ain't a
to be
baller.
honest with you, Sam, I don't think that we go that far. I got them
Depend,
making the playoffs, but they're
depending
not.
on this trade, I've been hearing waves about some big trades coming. So depending on how these trades seem to go, I'll let y'all know how I feel later.
What
But
time
Um,
frame?
Ron, I said Eastern Conference playoff series.
Oh,
I
That
thought you
means
said
all of
finals.
it.
me
No,
What
too.
was
no, no,
the what
no.
was the verdict on James Harden?
I said Eastern Conference
Who?
playoff series. That's what I
Who?
said.
James Harden
So
died.
What?
He died this morning. You ain't know that shit, bro?
Oh,
No,
excuse
somebody
no,
me.
he
making it up.
did not.
Somebody making it up.
Just lying.
Well,
Uh,
anyway, if that were true, it would be sad, and I would say rest in peace and pray for his family. But it's not, and I still stand by what I said.
right. I want to go on to the certified players. Ryan, who you got for your certified player?
I got Tampa Bay.
Just the whole Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they did what they were supposed to.
Okay. Sharon, who you got for your certified player?
I have a
You already
coach.
know. Oh, I
I,
thought you
I
said
have
Shine. My bad.
coach. I have Coach Todd Bowles. That's who I have.
I
Okay.
apologize
Because
for
I
that, people.
believe that he was a difference maker. I understand you got Bruce Arians as the head coach and you got the offensive coordinator as well, but I believe what Todd did with that defense was phenomenal. And I believe he deserves to get more praise and more press about it. I don't think people are talking about it enough. I wonder
I agree with you on that. I agree
I
with you.
wonder why. I wonder why they're not talking about it
Oh, I know
enough.
Mm,
why. I know why.
I know why.
We know why. But
We're gonna say that.
we gonna stand politically.
Hmm.
Um,
Politically, what? We just gonna
For another
avoid the
day.
political conversation.
Hmm.
Just talk your ish. We don't avoid nothing.
Ooh.
Well, if that's the
Uh-oh.
case, they ain't giving him his credit because he's black.
I agree.
It's because he's black. But my certified player, this guy went from Jags the richest, baby. Jags the richest. Leonard Fournette. They call him Playoff Lenny. That's what they call him. Playoff Lenny. And the reason why I picked him because, they gave that run play to Ronald Jones twice on the goal line, and Kansas City stepped up. That was a great goal line stand by Kansas City. I
It
got to give them their
was.
props on that. Was a great goal line stand. I was sitting there, I was like, oh my goodness. Y'all
I
even
was
throw that Vita
encouraged.
Vita.
I was encouraged when they did that. I was like,
I
okay,
was too.
let this be motivating. No.
No.
She said
They
no.
had a great goal line stand though, and I was like, see, if that was Leonard Fournette, he would have scored. Because playoff Lenny don't play that. Playoff Lenny don't play that. That's all I'm gonna say. Playoff Lenny don't play that. Who's your next certified player, Ryan?
Well, we gotta get
Oh, I
Sean's.
had.
You gotta get Sean's
Sean, where you
player
at,
first.
Sean?
We don't
I'm
have
right here,
Sean's
brother.
first
Oh,
one.
okay. Where you certified
Um,
player?
it's Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick.
I
Okay.
just I just like I like the vigor that Patrick Mahomes plays the game with. I like he doesn't quit and he nonstop continue tried to make plays. Even when the game was pretty much over, that man was still out there trying to make plays. So he's still certified to me.
Okay. All right. Um, it's on you, Ryan. You don't have no more certified players, right?
No.
Okay, Shannon, do you have another certified player?
You don't have any more?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm going to the NBA and I'm going to say, you know, I rarely ever give props to this dude, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give props to LeBron James because
Oh,
he played well in the game without AD, and so I'm gonna give him credit because he's been balling.
okay.
He's been balling. So I'm gonna say LBJ. I got some more, but go ahead, Dennis.
I want to give one to Antonio Brown. For all everybody been saying about him and the things he's been going through, I was excited when he scored that touchdown, and the whole team came to the end zone to celebrate with him. That was that right there. That was nice. And I mean, there's a lot of things that you could look at, but that was nice to me, man. The whole team came to the end zone to celebrate with him when he scored that touchdown. I was excited for that.
You know what that tells you is that there is no telling what has been happening behind closed doors with this team. That's a reflection of the culture that has been set by Bruce
Hmm.
Arians with this team since he's been there. Because it's like you get a feeling that they are really, really united in a way
Right,
that I haven't seen a team be united in a long time. Not to that level. The
right,
whole, I mean, you're right. I saw, I saw a replay of it and saw everybody running out on the field after he made the catch. And one of the posts that I made after the Super Bowl is that I was very happy that Adonican Sue, Antonio Brown, and Leonard Fournette are Super Bowl champions
right.
because people had written all three of them off like they would never be champions
Yes.
ever. And so, yeah, for you to mention Leonard Fournette and Antonio Brown, I just wanted you to know we're thinking along the same lines because that's on my list too.
Right. I was thinking of
Even
Dominican Sue too.
even
So
even, even bad boy Donovan
and
Sue.
Dominican Sue, when he got that
I
sack, I
mean,
was like, oh, he sacked Patrick Mahomes. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
and guess who I thought about when he made that set? Guess who he looked like to me when he made it. If you
What
look
he
at it,
looked like?
he looked like your boy. He
Reggie White.
looked like
He did
Reggie
throw
White
bull
when he
right off
made it.
him like he
He
did. I
did the
see.
way that he did it. He looked like Reggie White because that I saw a still photo of it, and I was like, wow.
And he was coming around that corner. He ain't
Coming around,
lying.
dipping around that corner.
Dipping
It was
around
a
that
really
corner.
good play. It was a really good play.
It was.
And so I'm happy. I mean, yeah, he's been a dirty player. But I also think that he's gotten a bad rap in a lot of ways. and I'm just glad. I like a good redemption story, so I'm glad he got a Super Bowl ring, and I'm glad Bruce Arians got one too, because I've always had respect for Bruce Arians
Yeah,
since the Steeler days.
yeah. Bruce Arians definitely deserves it.
And the Steelers posted a article on how many former Steelers actually won a Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't read it yet. I just saw the headline, but there's a whole bunch of people who at one time played for the Steelers that won the Super Bowl Sunday. So whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Does Sean
um.
have another certified?
Yeah, where was Sean at? Dre in the building. What's up, Andre the Torch Robinson?
Yeah,
What's up, Dre?
Yo,
I
what's
had
good, man? Sick and all, I'm here.
I had the Philadelphia 76ers, man.
What? You?
They've been balling.
It must run the range,
They
bro.
have been balling,
They have.
I've been
It,
trying to get.
balling.
Doc Rivers, you got him balling, Doc.
you got that,
Up
Rivers.
tempo, Joel Embiid is looking like the Joel Embiid I seen in practice. Child.
We talking about practice.
No, that's how he got me with Joel Embiid. This was before he even stepped floor on the court, right? He gonna say, Dennis, did you see Joel Embiid in practice? I was so mad at him when he said that shit. Let me see him talk about my practice.
No, you
He
do not
ain't played. He
understand.
ain't played in 2 years.
You do
Ryan,
not
I was
understand.
so mad at Rashawn when he said this to me. I said, Rashawn, the boy ain't played in 2 years, and you talk about practice? I'm like, damn, you gotta wait. You gotta give him time. How much time I gotta wait? He broke one foot, then went back, broke another one. I was pissed, boy. We just sitting there arguing about. I'm like, man, don't talk to me about no Joel Embiid. I ain't trying to hear this no more. That's
Man,
how mad I was with him.
I
You got
was
to
a
give me
Joel
time.
We got
Embiid
very
fan
common.
first. I
We
was a
got very
Joel
common.
He
Embiid
was. He
fan
was.
first.
He was
I
like, Dan,
love
you
Joel
got you
Embiid.
gotta listen to me. Joel Embiid is that boy. He just kept saying, you gotta listen to me. I seen him in practice. I said, man, if you tell me this practice one more time,
No, no,
I'm not
listen,
trying to hear nothing about no practice.
listen, and I'm pretty sure that everybody can attest to this. When you've played a sport, you know what I mean. You know good when you see it. You know it when you see it. And it was magical. This man was just, oh man, everybody was a kid in the gym, and it was just Joel Embiid running like a gazelle up and down his court, man. Spin left fades off the back foot. This dude was going crazy in there. I said, yo, who is this? Looking like Olajuwon or something. The footwork was nice. I liked it. I
Hold
said,
on
yo,
now.
this dude Joel
Don't
Embiid is nice.
don't
Yes,
disrespect
Joel
the game.
Embiid. I'm not
Don't,
disrespecting Olajuwon. Joel Embiid is Olajuwon reincarnated, man.
hold on now. You
Just
slipping now.
watch. Just
You
watch.
slipping
He
now.
might
Just
he might
watch.
do it.
Just watch.
Just
Well,
watch.
I will say
He might do it.
I am on record in 2MW of saying that once Joel Embiid really takes this seriously and does what he's supposed to do, he has a chance to be the greatest center big man to ever play the game. He's
Mm.
that talented.
I mean, yes,
He's
he
that
can.
talented, and everybody wants to worship Elijah, but I'm telling you, if he works on, I said it was 3 areas he needed to work on. I'm not gonna go all off into that, but I have on record for the last couple of years I'm saying this. He has the talented. He's holding himself back. It's his mindset. That's the only thing he has to get on top of.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's made progressions in the off
Doc
season.
Rivers is perfect for that.
So Doc Rivers is perfect for him.
Man,
All
Definitely.
coaches don't mix well with all players. That's just a fact.
sure don't. You ain't never lied about that. All coaches don't mix well with all players. You can't fix everybody.
No.
You can't fix everybody. You could try, but you can't fix everybody. Dre, did you have a certified player, Dre?
Yeah, you know what? I got a certified player straight from Williamsville North. Shout out to my guy, Rob Gronkowski, man. 2 touchdowns. You know, just talking about what Sharon said a little bit about the leadership and the culture, man. Who wouldn't want playoff Lenny? Who wouldn't want Rob Gronkowski and AB? You add that to a team that's got Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Cameron Brate, and those guys. Who wouldn't want that? You know, Tom Brady definitely influenced them to come over, and it worked to perfection. Those guys play. I mean, the guys who was already on the team, didn't account for any touchdowns, but the guys who they brung there accounted for all 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. AB and
Good
Grunt
point.
accounted for them
Good
three
point.
touchdowns. So I
That's a
mean,
good
it
point.
is what
Good
it is.
point,
It's a
Dre.
good, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
good
a good
thing that
point.
Bruce Arians allowed, and the culture allowed, what happened to happen. But I would be amiss to sit up here. I said Grunk, but we really need to be talking about Byron Leftwich. We really need to be shouting out these black coaches that put this
Hmm.
together phenomenally, defensively and offensively. Those two coordinators did a phenomenal job in the playoffs, point blank, period.
Yep, I said Ty Bowles. I listed him.
Yeah, those guys should be highlighted, man. Byron Leftwich,
Hmm.
real soon, he'll be getting a coaching job real soon. He just all you got to do is just keep it up, just keep on doing
Yeah.
what he's doing.
I don't think so. I don't think. I'm not saying he don't deserve it, but I'm gonna say it again. Unless he bleaches skin, I don't think so.
Oh, you know what, Dennis? I'm not against that thought. I'm not against that thought, especially when the NFL is 0-6. When it comes down to hiring black coaches, I'm not against that thought
Mm-hmm.
at all.
Yeah,
Not against that thought.
yeah. Um, but no. The last certified player I had was LaMelo Ball.
That was
LaMelo
my
Ball.
man. Go ahead.
Because we be thinking alike. Look, I'm gonna let you finish it. Go ahead and finish
No,
it.
no, 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 no. I want to hear what you got to say about him. Go
I
ahead.
just seen that he was the youngest player to eclipse 30 points in an NBA game. And at first I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait a minute. Wasn't Kevin Garnett and Kobe young when they got in the league? And I'm like,
Not
what?
really.
And I was like, well, what about LeBron? LeBron came in at 18 too. And I'm like, and LaMelo Ball's the first one to score 30 at a young age. I
Wow.
just couldn't believe it. That's how I was just in shock. I couldn't believe it.
Mm.
With all the players, Moses Malone and all them good players to come like straight out of high school, and he was the first one to score 30. It was just a shock to me.
Well, he was the youngest one,
The youngest
right?
one. The youngest one to
Youngest
score
one.
30.
Yeah.
That was the shock to me. And he has been balling for the Charlotte Hornets. I have to say that.
He's been shutting out all the noise.
Yeah.
He don't care what nobody's saying about him. He's just gonna play his game, shutting his mouth and playing his game.
Yeah. I think that game he made seven threes that game?
Mm.
I
Seven
think
threes?
so.
7 threes he made?
I'm gonna show some love. I got a certified player. I'm gonna show some love to somebody that don't nobody ever talk about. People barely know who he is. He plays on the Chicago Bulls.
Oh no, I know who you're talking about.
His name is Denzel Valentine.
Right.
Oh, he's
He's
nice. I like
my
Denzel.
he's my certified player, fellow Spartan, son of one of my very, very good friends that I went to school with. And he's been riddled with injuries since he's been in the league. And I feel like if he can stay injury free, this gonna be his breakout year. Um, he started off on the bench, and now he's starting because somebody got injured. Markkanen or something, whatever his name is, got injured, and he's been a difference maker. And people are starting to really talk about him and take notes. So shout out to Denzel Valentine, and he's gonna be something special.
All right, let me read these comments.
Oh, I had one
Uh,
more too.
go ahead, go ahead.
Kelly Oubre. Kelly
Mm.
Okay.
Oubre has been balling over there in San Francisco, helping Steph out in the absence of Klay Thompson. Dude can really get to the rack, has a nice jump shot, just nice all around game. You get a chance watching Kelly Oubre Jr. He's nice.
Can I tell you my last one?
Yeah.
Speaking of Kelly Oubre, mine is a coach. It's Steve Kerr because he is you watch what Steve is managing to do with the players that he has been very, very interesting. Very interesting. So mine is Steve Kerr.
Okay. BJ said his trash ass players, the people who said the game was rigged. Marcus said, how are you guys? Ricky Bobby
Hi,
said, I'm not
Marcus.
blaming the refs, but damn. The Chiefs have been penalized 10 plus times in 4 games, aside from what the Super Bowl. 2 of those times was that crew.
That crew.
Keep the laundry off the field and let them play a little bit.
Mm.
Yuri said James Harden is a ball hog.
Yes.
Yuri also said, "Where's Carson Wentz, Dennis Holmes?" Don said, "My CP is ain't nobody care." Yuri said, "Todd Bowles, Tom Brady, and Levante David." Ricky Bobby said, "Sharon." Andy Reid said himself, Todd Bowles had his number.
He did.
Bowles, sorry. And Yuri said, and Dominic Susak Mahomes. How about the fact that Shady McCoy has more rings than Rodgers and Breeze? Dalton said McCoy has 2 Super Bowl rings, but did nothing for either Super Bowl.
That's
Parr
true.
said Parr said that Embiid is a complete player. He just needs to unlock his max potential. He's a complete big man. The Bucks need to keep the core need to keep that core of D intact. Um, Parr said you figure back players make up what 75% of the demographic makeup of the NFL. Ain't no damn reason why they can't be reflected on the sideline. Oubre is a great teammate. R.I.P. to Coach Schottenheimer. You guys believe he should be in the Hall of Fame? No doubt,
Most
Marty Ball should be
definitely.
in the Hall of Fame.
Most definitely, he should be in the Hall of Fame.
No doubt.
No doubt about it.
Rest in
Uh,
peace.
definitely rest in peace to Marty Schottenheimer. Got fired from the Chargers for going 14-2. One of the reasons why I don't like the Chargers
Tragic.
personally.
Tragic.
One of the reasons I don't like the
I
Chargers.
don't like them. They fired Anthony Lynn. They fired Marty Schottenheimer. Do you want to coach or do you want to coach? That's basically what it is.
Right. It just
Tragic.
seems like a Super
Yeah,
Bowl bust over
the
there.
lame excuse was him and the GM at the time didn't get along. I think that's ridiculous. That's
Right. And
a porous excuse.
I think they hired old boy too after that too. The one from the Dallas Cowboys. What's his name?
Some
What
bum.
is his name? He
You
was
talking about
around when the
Shula?
Cowboys was winning Super Bowls.
North
Shula?
Turner.
North Turner. I think they hired North Turner after that.
Look. I don't even want to go there.
Oh yeah, North Turner was one of them guys. That don't get me wrong, as an offensive mind, he's nice, but he
As a
wasn't head
head
coach
coach.
material. He wasn't
Right.
head coach material.
Right.
Like
So,
Dan Quinn?
But you want
pretty
to
much.
say that about that. What about Ken Wisenhunt?
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
maybe I don't know. I ain't go too deep into Kim Winston yet.
You ready for my hot topics, Dennis?
No. I want to get into. I want to get into. I actually want to get into these NFL honors. I was a little upset about the way things went, and so I'm gonna go with the first big headline that I put on the show. Is that I don't believe Megatron should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Keep
Good
me
night.
Talent wise, he is very talented. But we talking about the way the Hall of Fame has been handling wide receivers. And I don't believe that he should have been in due to the way that they've been handling wide receivers. Now I'm ready to listen to everybody's responses.
What do you mean when you say due to the way they've been handling wide receivers?
So
Talk a little bit about it.
like T.O., like the way that they just got Drew Pearson in. Um who else was another one waited long? Art Monk waited a long ass time. Um
Do you feel like Drew Pearson and
Michael
Art Monk were
Irvin.
better receivers than Calvin
Michael
Johnson?
Irvin waited a long time.
Michael Irvin had to wait. Chris Carter had to
What?
wait.
Chris Carter had to wait. I mean, come on, man. That's a lot of people had to wait. What you say about Drew Pearson, Rashawn?
I'm just saying, all these receivers that had to wait, were they better than Megatron?
Um, I'm not going with the talent. Megatron
T.O.
was a
most
better talent.
definitely.
But if you're going with just what was accomplished,
Yes.
and I don't think I have this written down, and don't quote me on this, but I think Megatron has broken one wide receiver record, and he's on an all-decade team and 9 seasons.
Yes, he is on the All Decade team.
Drew
He has
Pearson is
broken
on the
it.
'70s all-decade team. I know that for sure. I don't know if he broken any wide receiver records, but I know he's on the '70s all-decade team.
Drew Pearson deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but let's be clear, he cried his way into the Hall of Fame for one. And then number two, secondly, I think when you mentioned Terrell Owens and some of those guys, I think that the league did an injustice by sitting up here worried about their personal problems and their attitude and keeping them off a list because of that. I think that was a disservice, especially to Terrell Owens. So when you get guys like Megatron in here, that I'm gonna be honest, I think he is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I do understand the notion and that you speak of as far as how they treat these wide receivers. So I
Yeah.
can understand that. You get no argument from me on that, but I think Megatron is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that.
You welcome, no problem. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny, but it is right. Dennis do have a point on that as far as how they treat
How they cheat wide receivers.
the wide receivers. You do. You got a point.
I mean, I don't think it's just wide receivers. I'm gonna go even further and say black players because Ricky Woodard should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago as well.
Yeah, but they not letting them in for you know what it is. Those 4 words for who,
For who? For
for
what?
what? Yeah, for who, for what?
Well,
That has nothing to do with his career in
I
totality.
disagree. I disagree. I don't believe that he's first ballot. Not at all. I do believe that he should get in, but definitely not first ballot. And I believe that the whole Dre touched on it a little bit. I believe that this is a continuation of that whole narrative surrounding To. I feel like this is more in your face, To. We even gonna let this dude in first ballot, and we not gonna let you in. We didn't let you in. I believe it's connected because the same people who were voting when they refused to let To in are still voting. They're
Yeah,
still making the decision. They're still talking about To, even though he got in last year. Still talking about it. 3 years
right.
later, he was inducted in 2018. They're still talking about To. Why? Why is his name still in their mouth? Because they're still thinking about it.
Yeah,
Mm.
they
And
know
I
they messed
believe
up.
we're going to continue to see wide receivers who, yeah, they're Hall of Famers, but nobody's dying to put them in first ballot. It's not like it's a whole flurry of social media fans saying you better put this dude in or we're going to protest. No,
Right.
because he's not that talented. He's talented, he's great, but a shoe in first ballot? No. You could argue that. You could easily argue that he's not first ballot. And so to me, my feeling is that, hey, congratulations. Glad to see another brother get in. It's great. But there's too much backstory to that. And yeah, I could have seen Rondé Barber get in this time. I think he's waited long enough.
That would have solidified that defense right there. That would have solidified that defense. I'm just waiting on him to get in so that can
I
He,
solidify
don't.
he,
that
he
defense.
I don't
deserves
think
it. He's been
Megatron
waiting. He's been
specifically took
waiting
his
long
spot though.
enough.
Right.
I don't think Megatron took his spot though. That's the thing.
Well, I do. His spot's been open for a while, and he should have been in.
He should have
But
been in.
other people from the secondary got in.
John
Okay,
Lynch just got in.
and
Who?
again, he deserves to be in too, and
He
he's
did
still
been
not.
deserved to be in, but John Lynch just got
And Drew Pearson, as far as Drew Pearson, I'm not even gonna talk, but he
in.
should have really been
He
in a
been waiting
long
for
time.
30 years.
Yeah, he over that. He should have been in.
30 years.
He been waiting for 30 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
but Calvin Johnson gets in first ballot. Okay,
Wow.
But my
because
next argument since we own it.
because he got a cool nickname, Megatron.
My
Yeah.
next argument since we own it is Alex Smith winning comeback player of the year. And
There you
y'all know
go.
I've been saying it for a while. I don't think he deserved it at all.
Wow.
I think Big Ben deserved comeback player of the year.
No.
Big Ben played the whole. Wait. Why doesn't Big Ben deserve comeback player of the year?
No. Just talk about your opinion first, Dennis. Give your opinion as to why you think that Ben should have it.
Ben should have won
Allen
a comeback.
Allen should not.
Ben should have one comeback player of the year. He played the whole season. He made a significant difference on his team to the point that they were the number one team in the NFL until the whole COVID switch schedule situation came around in the end of the season. But besides that, Big Ben had a hell of a year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I'll let y'all go ahead and give y'all opinion. Ricky, you
But
got
why?
on that?
But why doesn't Alex deserve it?
Because Alex only played about a couple games. Like,
6. He played 6 games.
good.
6. He went 5-1, but he only played in 6 games. But go ahead.
I
All right.
just don't believe that he deserved it.
His condition at one point was he was like almost never supposed to play football again though.
Yo, just because you go to the wrong hospital, don't mean I got to give you a award for it.
You know they were talking about cutting off his leg, right?
Again, if they cut off my Uncle Lenny leg because he went to the wrong house because he went to the county instead of paying to go to the right spot, don't mean I got to give you a award for it.
That messed
What
I
up.
would just be
is
sitting there looking at my Uncle Lenny like you should have had better insurance.
well
This
Dennis?
man,
Well
and I
Dennis.
speaking for myself, this man broke
So
his
why
leg.
so why does Ben Roethlisberger need it again?
No, he played for it. He did everything he was supposed to do.
How did Ben Roethlisberger go out, Dennis?
He hurt his arm. He hurt his arm.
Uh,
He was out for the season. He hurt his arm.
His
so
elbow. It
he
was his elbow. It was a very serious
his
elbow
elbow.
injury on his throwing arm. In
We
fact,
ain't talking about his
in
doctors
fact,
could have
in
messed up
fact,
his arm and cut it off. No,
in
he
fact,
messed up the doctor.
it was a serious injury similar to the one that ended Terry Bradshaw's career. But go ahead. That don't matter either, I guess.
No, it don't.
Okay,
Alex Smith
so
had 17 surgeries on one leg, and that's enough just because he started walking again. He deserved
so
it.
can I
That's
can I ride this title wave for a second? Cause man, oh man, y'all got it hot. Yo, I didn't think it's hot as hell in here with this conversation. Like Big Ben and Alex Smith right now. Wow. I will say Big Ben did his job. 11-0, went 11-0, did his job, beat the teams he was supposed to beat. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish to me. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think part of the reason why he didn't win comeback player of the year is how they finished. And I get it. He had the elbow injury, the whole 9 yards. But there's a select group of people who think that the Pittsburgh Steelers won those games due to the fact that they didn't play anybody legitimate at the time. They didn't play legitimate teams. Now, do I agree with that? I don't know. You play who you play on the schedule. I mean,
Exactly.
everybody has their ups and downs. So I don't know if I agree with that fully. But Big Ben definitely put in some work, being 11-0 with those receivers and no running game and things of that nature, having a couple people out on the defense.
So did I. I watched the.
what happened to Dre. You cut off?
I guess he did.
You are harsh. Dennis, you are very harsh. And I get it. I understand too why you're harsh. But for what that man, it's the road traveled by for me. What that man endured, what that man had to do just to come back to get on a team is nothing short of remarkable. And then to be able to get on the team, and then you're 5-1 when you play is nothing short of remarkable. Dennis, most folks wouldn't even have got back on the field. The man literally almost died behind that leg. Put the two on a Libra scale. Oh, which one do you feel? I'm telling you, it's the feel-good story. Alex Smith gets comeback player of the year because of the feel-good story. And then what he did when he actually came back compared to Big Ben and what he did 11-0 and then how he finished. I'm guarantee you that's how they measure it in metrics. So I'm not upset. It could have went either way for me.
Okay, so I'm gonna read something. I'm just gonna read to you guys what the AP NFL Comeback Player of the Year award is supposed to be based on. I'm just gonna say this. It's given to a player in the NFL, typically given to a player who shows perseverance in overcoming adversity from not being able to play the previous season, such as an injury, or for playing well in comparison to the previous year's poor performance. If a player can come back from such adversity or play at a high level over the previous year, they will usually be favored to win the award. The winner is selected by a nationwide panel of media personnel.
Sharon, who that sound like?
It sounds like both Alex and Ben, both of them.
They do, right?
It also sounds it also sounds like AB. I mean, AB is a comeback player. He won a damn ring. He didn't play last year. He was out the league and then disgraced. Came back and caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So he was a difference maker. But that was after they already, it's a regular season award. It's not a Super Bowl award. I get it. But what I'm saying is AB was on a team catching passes. And this time last year, didn't nobody want to touch AB.
Well, let me ask this question, Sharon. Does Washington get in the playoffs without Alex Smith?
I don't believe Washington gets in the playoffs without Alex Smith. I also know that Pittsburgh doesn't either because their backup quarterback is trash.
Well,
and I mean trash in the name. Shout out to Josh. Trash. The way he says it. I'm gonna say it the way he says it. Trash. Because he is.
You got a point there.
I mean, they both are, I mean, you can, I mean, I've had this argument with people and I'm kind of quiet about it because everybody knows the Steelers are my team and I love Ben. But I honestly, when I talk about sports with you guys, I really honestly try to be unbiased and call it like I see it without showing favoritism. And while the story of Alex Smith is awesome, I watched the documentary. I saw the pictures of his leg. I saw the video of his leg. I saw what happened, heard his wife tell the story, all of that. And it was horrific. And for him to come back and play any games was a miracle. Just to show up and for the Washington to say, come play here, that's awesome. But if you go by the criteria, if you play at a higher level, the higher level playing person tends to get the award. And if you look at what Alex did for Washington and what Ben did for Pittsburgh, there's no comparison. Ben was more valuable to Pittsburgh than Alex was to Washington.
Well, Sharon, I kind of.
I'm not mad about it.
I feel like it's about the same.
I'm not mad.
Right. I was about to say it sounds like it's kind of the same. Like he only played 6 games. He didn't start the season, did he?
No.
He didn't start the season.
He played 6 games.
Just imagine if Alex Smith would have played all those games. If you're going on that criteria, I mean, Washington could have easily been 10. With the front four that they had, that defense, the way they had it.
Whoa.
But we speculate.
Winning no damn 10 games.
But wait a minute. We speculate now. I'm going by what
I get. I get. It's a little speculation in there. I do get it. I get that. But there's not. Wait a minute. Dennis, why? Okay, so give me a definitive reason why they wouldn't have. I mean, Washington didn't get blown out in a lot of games this year.
But they wasn't winning 10 games. Wasn't nobody in our division winning no damn 10 games.
The way our division was?
Our division was trash, and they Washington won 7.
Let me say this about Alex Smith. Alex Smith is a B-level quarterback. He got 5 out of the 6 games he won. 5 out of 6. He's 5-1 in those 6 games he played. If he had played 16, there's no guarantee he would have been 10-6. There's no guarantee because if you look at the history of Alex Smith before the injury, you couldn't guarantee that. He was not a superstar quality quarterback. He was a great quarterback, great game manager, but he was not just like awesome, incredible quarterback until this horrific injury. He was good, he was serviceable, but he wasn't Super Bowl quality or playoff quality or whatever. So there's nothing to indicate to me, even with that nice defense that the Washington football team has, there's no
Sharon, he wasn't playoff
indication
quality
to
with the
me.
Chiefs.
No, when I say I mean winning playoff games, the person that's the difference maker for the team, doing
Okay.
superstar heroics, being the man.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. So now that he's back, yes, it's a great story. Don't get me wrong. I feel that story, especially given my father. My father, when he was 16 years old, fell off the back of a truck, and the truck ran over his foot, tore his foot up. Right? He almost lost his foot, and this was back in the 40s when black people could barely get good medical care. But for some reason, he had a good surgeon who saved this black man's foot. And this man was allowed, he did such a good job on the foot, he was able to serve in the Air Force. Because remember, if your feet wasn't right, you couldn't serve in the military. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Well, he was able to go forth and do that. So I'm sensitive to people with horrific bodily injuries like that. I get it. But this is football we're talking about. And given the criteria, I'm looking at their criteria. And I just feel that the argument was greater for Ben versus Alex. I'm not mad at it because his story is amazing. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. I'm going to weigh in here for 1 second here.
Let's hear it, Rick. Shout out to Ricky Williams.
Would we even be talking about this? About Alex Smith? If Philadelphia would have did their job? Week 17?
Yo, you Giants fans got to stop. June just said the same shit to me. Y'all gave him a 7th win. He didn't even.
But it's a good question. It's a valid question.
First of all,
I know they butt hurt, but that's a valid question.
Listen, first of all, we lost the game and lost our
on purpose.
Our coach. We lost the game on purpose and lost our coach, and look like we about to lose our quarterback too.
To Chicago.
Yeah, Alex Smith, as AB said, Alex Smith had the better story. I want to go with the story. I'm just saying the comeback player to me was Big Ben. But let me hear what you got to say, Rick.
Okay, so it came down to Big Ben and Alex Smith. Who was number 3?
Oh, I don't know. In my eyes, I think it should have been Aldon Smith.
2 years ago, I paid $50 for him.
AB?
You're darn right.
I think it should have been Aldon Smith, but that's what it is.
All right. With that one, I will let you guys go to the next topic. That's all I wanted to say.
The next one, we still on the same thing, NFL honors. The next one is Aaron Donald didn't deserve Defensive Player of the Year. That's the next one.
What?
Say what you want.
Wait a minute. Let me get this one. Dre, let me get this one.
Calm down. Get a cold drink, Dre.
Ron, go ahead. Let me know when you want to tag me in. Go ahead, Ron.
All right. Who else played on that defensive line on Donald? On the beside Ramsey?
Brackett.
On that defense.
He had Brackett. He had Floyd.
Donald been doing this for years by himself.
This is a 1-year event.
Wait a minute.
1-year event. We just talking about this year. We just talking about this year before you go too far.
By himself. He been putting up sets like this by himself.
I disagree.
Not by himself, bro.
They had Dominican Sue a couple
years.
Not
by himself.
When Sue left and went to Tampa Bay, who else he had?
We just talking about last year though. Y'all going too far on this. We just talking about last year.
This season. That's what we're talking about.
Ron, go ahead and tag me in whenever you're ready.
You got it, Dre.
Okay, first and foremost, I love what TJ Watt did this year with 2 people not being in. But can we sit up here and say that if those 2 people would have been in on that defense, that TJ Watt has the line of sacks, more or less? Number 2. Secondly, how many? I'm gonna ask the question. Hold on, Sharon. Sharon, I see your
I
face,
didn't.
but I gotta ask this question.
Wait a minute. I didn't say anything. I didn't interrupt.
Yeah, I
Go
know,
ahead.
I know. I see you. I see you. Listen, I want to know. Secondly, coverage sacks, or was those coverage sacks, or was those sacks because he got off the line quick, and got to the quarterback? Number two. Thirdly, we got to remember responsibilities. The one tech, zero tech position has totally different responsibilities than the defensive end or outside linebacker hybrid position. Totally different. Aaron Donald creates a double, damn near a triple team every snap that a team on offense delivers. He is double and triple team. And the things that I've seen Aaron Donald do is nothing short of remarkable. This dude on double and triple teams still gets to your quarterback in less than 2.5 seconds. Now, what does excite me about TJ Watt though is them 43 solo tackles. That ain't easy. Being an outside linebacker hybrid, getting those tackles on your own like that. Outside linebackers and hybrid defensive linemen don't usually do that. That is remarkable to me. But if you put it in metric, if you put it on, again, on the Libra scale, with the responsibilities that a zero tech, one tech person has compared to that hybrid defensive end outside linebacker position, I don't know, man. It's really tough. It's really tough. Do I think that TJ Watt got snubbed? Yes. I think he was snubbed.
I do believe he was snubbed. I do believe that Aaron Donald shouldn't have got it, but to believe TJ Watt should have got it. TJ Watt was balling this year. He was balling out of control.
He was. I get it. I seen him. I seen everything. The only thing that he didn't lead Aaron Donald in was forced fumbles. I seen it.
Yeah.
But again, the responsibilities are different. That's the problem. That's where you have to put all that on a Libra scale. You got to put the whole pie into perspective and not part of it. And for me, that's tough. That's tough. I'm not mad with either one of them. I just want to let y'all know that right now. I do think TJ Watt got snubbed. But then again, you have to also think of this. And this was brought up too. TJ Watt got those sacks, right? Because I think he had a sack less or a sack more than Aaron Donald or something like that.
Sack and a half more.
A sack and a half more, right?
Right.
Look at the games he got those sacks in. Who did they play? 9.5 of those sacks that he got was against teams that didn't even matter. Was against trash, garbage teams.
Yo, you still got to play. Some garbage teams got the best left tackles.
Listen, I totally get it.
Some garbage teams got the best tackles in the league, though.
You know what? I totally get it. But some of these teams that they played on that schedule, I don't
That's
know
like me,
about that.
Dre, that's like me sitting here saying Aaron Donald dominated because he played against his own division, which offensive lines ain't that good. Interior offensive line ain't really that good.
You know what though? He played against stiffer competition though. Aaron Donald. I will say that. That to me matters too. Competition matters. Who you play.
I can't say that because 3 teams out the AFC North went to the playoffs.
Okay, and how many teams out of the NFC West went to the playoffs?
2.
Right, 2. Because Arizona should have. You're right. It was Arizona who missed the playoffs. Okay, I get you. I'm not mad at either. This is what I'm gonna tell you. I'm not mad at either. You got to put that on the Libra scale and measure it out, however you would measure it. It's the debate of responsibilities versus stats. That's where it all.
I just think I'm starting to, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm starting to believe that there's a lot of hatred going on in Pittsburgh.
What?
They in my state. I'm starting to believe it. You robbed
Pittsburgh.
You robbed TJ Watt.
I tried to tell you.
I'm starting to believe that. Listen, and I'm gonna put this out. I'm starting to believe there's a lot of hatred in Pittsburgh. That's what I'm starting to believe.
It's a total robbery, though,
we coming up on May. We coming up on our 1-year anniversary, Dennis. I tried to tell you. You finally coming around.
Man, I just was sitting back then. I was looking. I was like, so they just not gonna give it. They not gonna give it to Ben. They not gonna give it to TJ Watt. And I'm like,
Did TJ Watt have a? And I'm not saying it. I'm really legit asking here. Did TJ Watt have a good playoff run?
No, he ain't have a good play. They only
No,
played one. They only played one
Now
game.
they,
I can sit here and argue you down that the Rams won that game versus the Seahawks because of Aaron Donald.
Most definitely you can.
That's nice. Can I
But it's a
comment?
regular season award though.
It,
Can I
that's a
Sharon,
big
I just
time. That's big
Sharon,
time games, baby.
Sharon, can I say that I do not hate the Pittsburgh Steelers at all. I do not want you to get that notion. Not from me.
Oh no, I don't believe you do. I don't
Okay.
believe.
I don't.
Um, okay, so this is what I got to say. I have mad respect for Aaron Donald. He's one of my favorite players in the league. Period. I love the way he plays. I love the way he carries himself. I just like him. Period. He is a force. And Dre is right. He is a guaranteed double, triple team almost with every play. I get it. But I was taking a look at some of the comparisons about responsibilities and stats and stuff. One thing is TJ Watt, he played one fewer game than Aaron Donald, and still he led the NFL in every major defensive category. But he played one fewer game than him. So in the head-to-head matchup, you got to look at that. If it comes down to two player, don't you look at the head-to-head match? Don't you look at, don't you match them up side by side? And I'm looking at that. Every major category. Every major one. And he led in, let me see, 23 tackles for a loss. 23. I mean, his year was just amazing. And it's a year-to-year award. You're not looking at the player's career when you make this decision. You're looking at this particular year. And to me, by far, it was.
I think the voters do though, Sharon.
It's just no question. I mean, he led the league in these stats all season. It wasn't like he was leading and then he stopped, or he was trailing and then he caught up at the end. No, he was leading all season. You couldn't touch him. And it just makes me shake my head. I mean, shout out to him for him, winning the what's the name of that award? He did win the Deacon Jones Award. Yeah. Shout out to him for winning that, TJ Watt. Because he led the league in sacks. That's great. But he should have won the award. That's just it. That's how I feel. So
What you got on this, Ricky?
Are you sure you want me to go there?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I don't want to do it. But I'm going to say TJ Watt got snubbed because of what month we are actually in right now.
I don't think that got nothing to do with it.
Black History Month.
I don't think that got nothing to do with it.
Whoa there.
Oh, so okay, so I see what you're saying. You're saying the NFL just gave it to the black guy to try to say, "Hey, look at us. We're not being biased." Oh, I see what you're saying. Hey, it could be. I don't know.
it could be.
I don't think so. Because if that was the case, then they should have gave Coach of the Year to somebody else.
Well, we haven't gotten to that yet.
That's the next one.
I got to say.
That's the next one.
He may be onto something though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He might be onto something.
Hold on. No, he not. Let's not do that. Ricky, I get your opinion, and that's cool and all. I'm not gonna get defensive about it, but I don't believe that when zero coaches have head coaching jobs as blacks. Zero. I don't believe none of that.
Robert Saleh?
So you don't think that could be a pat on the back?
Nah, man, you know what it is? I just had this conversation with somebody else too. It's funny because Byron Leftwich and them wasn't even mentioned 2 weeks ago. All of a sudden in the Super Bowl, do you notice in the Super Bowl they accentuated the fact that they talked about Byron Leftwich, the fact that they talked about Todd Bowles?
They ain't talking about neither one of them.
situated it.
Dre, that you're talking about
They
two
is-
different platforms now. We're talking about coaches versus players.
Coaches and play. Yo, what is okay? So the coaches sit on the sideline. They coach the players up. The players is. I don't know. I'm not buying that. I can't buy that. I'm not buying it.
No, it's not. It's not just that. It's the majority of the NFL is what 80% black.
Yeah.
75.
So how I'm not
75.
buying that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
The
like you have
NFL.
to talk about the players because they're black. The coaches, if you hold the narrative to white, if you keep the narrative to what it is, hold the narrative to as if there is no black coach that's successful, then that's a different platform because
But
majority
see,
of
Sean,
coaches
that's
are
why I
white.
don't buy it. But that's why I
Well,
don't buy it. The NFL is
let-
75% black, though. I
let me
can't
Right.
let
So
me
buy
it's
that.
offer let me offer
kind of
this,
understandable.
Dre. Let me offer this, Dre. I hear you, and I can understand and I can agree with you on some of that. But we are talking about the NFL, who has
X.
a history of showing missteps. And what I mean by this is they could have very
Integrity.
well decided to do that for the reason that he mentioned, give it to Darnold over TJ Watt, thinking that would overshadow something, thinking it would cover up something. They would be thinking wrong because yes, we are still dealing with the zero black coaches and black owners and all this stuff. We're still dealing with that. But they
So,
could have
Sharon, are
very
you admitting
well,
that the
they
NFL?
could have very well decided, hey, let's do this for this reason, even though that is not going to help or prove
So,
anything.
so
They're
Sharon, let me
that
ask this
bad
question.
at it. They're that bad at it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, Sharon, let me ask this
think
question
about it
then.
that way a little bit.
Right?
That's
Oh,
all
I
I'm
am.
saying.
I am, and that's why I'm about to ask you this question real quick. Are you saying that the NFL has integrity issues?
Yeah,
Oh,
I would
Yes,
say that.
absolutely.
Yes.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad that we admit that now.
It's fat
Thank
meat
you.
gravy. It's fat
Yeah.
meat.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
That
Thank you.
been
I'm glad that
having
everybody here sees that.
that been having that a long time ago.
Hold
Roger
on,
Goodell
Ricky.
hit the tapes. Roger Goodell
Yeah,
hit the tapes.
because I mean,
Right,
Right.
so
Ricky
what
got something else he want to say.
so what Ricky is saying, it could be. I'm not going to dismiss it.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm not
either.
going to dismiss it.
I'm sorry to bring it up, but that's how I feel about it.
I'm right with you
No,
there,
it's okay.
Sharon.
I'm
with you, Ricky.
not against what you're saying, Ricky. I just
Me
in a way
either.
didn't buy it. But I'm glad that we got to the point where we know that the NFL has integrity issues though.
I might have to
I'm glad we
rename.
got
Absolutely.
there.
I might have to rename this show.
Every
I
billion
said that
dollar
already.
organization has integrity issues. I ain't gonna lie to you. If a company making over $1 billion a year, they got integrity issues.
Hey, Dre, I got a question for you. Turn your mic on.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What color is Robert Saleh?
Oh, you know what color he is.
Well, you're saying they don't have any black coaches.
They hired 1 out of 7.
1 out of 7, Ricky. Sorry.
Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
1 out of 7.
but it's not
Deuce,
like. But
Deuce
for
Staley had to go to
I
when
thought it
we're
was
when we talk
2.
about last year,
Wait a minute. I thought it was 2.
Who was the other
Detroit to
black
get a
coach that was
job.
hired?
Come on.
Who's the other one?
Down in the Texans or whatever they are.
What's
The
his name?
Titans or whatever that dude's name
You
is.
talk about the wide receiver coach that came from
No.
Baltimore?
No, the new head coach of Deshaun Watson's team.
Yeah, but what's his name?
I can't think of the man's name.
Who
He's
who Robert
black.
Saleh? Who Robert
It,
Saleh coach?
Oh Lord,
the
have
Jets.
mercy.
the Jets.
New
That's what I
head.
thought. All right.
But the dude
2 out of 7. I'm
Um,
sorry, it's 2 out of 7 because
it's
I
2.
forgot
It's 2.
Donovan had to tell me that he was black.
right.
Okay, so let's be
Yeah,
clear on this.
he's black.
Rooney is
David Culley.
is
That's
turning
his
in his
name.
grave.
David Culley.
Well, you can't say that either because 2 years ago, 2 years ago, when we were looking for our head coach, we interviewed Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, everybody does the interview. I'm not worried about the interview. At this point, I don't want to interview. You can talk to me over the phone. Don't fly me out nowhere.
Ricky, your team is the Giants, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't get me started on the Giants. They got a problem. I
Never
I know
like the
that's
stop.
right.
Giants. I like the Giants. You don't ever hear me trash the Giants. You'll never hear
I
me
will.
trash the Giants. I like the Giants. But when it
I
comes to
trash.
black quarterbacks and coaches, they have an issue.
Yeah, I agree.
especially with quarterbacks.
Well, the problem with that is when we finally do give one a chance, they bench Eli for him.
I
Geno
mean,
Smith.
yeah. I mean,
That
it is.
that
I
that
get
was
what
an
you're saying.
anomaly. They should have never done that. That was a bad move.
I'm sorry. The league just need more representation. I'm sorry to
Okay,
say it,
so
but how
since
many
we're on the
black GMs? How many black coaches? Like this
Man,
league is 75%
And I
black.
believe Ricky
Sorry.
agrees with that. I think that's why he's bringing it up.
What?
I think. Am I right, Ricky?
yes, ma'am. But my major question is, okay, since we're on the defensive player of the year thing, who are some more candidates?
Look at my boy in here, Big Dalton in the house.
What's up,
Hey,
y'all?
Wasn't it Watt, Donald, and who else?
I think it's
Uh,
Xavier Woods. I mean Xavier Howard.
Howard.
My
Really?
man got the clap them
Over
cheeks
Big
haircut.
Cat Williams? Now we got issues.
But I got a question for y'all.
13 and a half sacks
How come
last
Carson Wentz is not on the defense player of the
year.
year
Ron
candidate?
said so. He gets a slick back haircut. Now he's got a new attitude too, huh?
just to the next topic, Dennis.
Well, since we on it, the last one I got for NFL honors is the Coach of the Year. How do y'all feel about the Coach of the Year? It went to the Browns. Kevin Stavowski.
Fancy.
Stefanski.
Fancy. Uh,
Do you think he deserved it?
No.
No.
Yes, because he had to freaking deal with that whore crap Vikings team last year, 2 years ago. So yes,
Oh,
he deserved it.
I think what's
Then
it,
then he helped
McDermott.
make Baker
I,
Mayfield a little bit.
I think
I think
McDermott
McDermott
deserved
still
Coach
had
of the
got it.
Year.
Oh no, we don't need to talk about every show. Does not need to be about the Buffalo Bills.
Why
Yes.
do y'all? No, wait. I want to hear this. Why do you think McDermott deserves it?
Look what he been doing over there in Buffalo.
He got a receiver and went to the AFC Championship, bro.
Every year they got better and went farther in the playoffs. Every year since he been there.
But we talking about this year, Ron.
Right,
Not every
it's
year.
only a 1 year.
This year.
It's a 1 year award. Y'all keep building up these whole
I'm not building
careers
all
for a
of
1 year
that.
award.
I didn't
Wait a
say
minute. Are
that.
we
I'm
talking
talking
about the
about
coach of the
this
year?
year.
Coach of
Yeah,
the
This
year, we
right.
talking
year.
about.
He went to the
Oh, you
AFC
know why?
Championship.
Wait a minute. You know why Sean McDermott's not winning coach of the year. Let's stop. Let's not even
Besides,
go
Dre,
there. Let's
I'm
not
I
get
gonna
it
be
I don't
started.
fair.
think I don't think Sean McDermott deserves Coach of the Year.
Wow.
How? How?
Hey, I don't know why.
How? Please tell me.
Why isn't Sean McDermott winning? I don't know why. Tell me why.
Why
I just
not
don't.
Tom
I
Coughlin?
didn't think that he deserved it. I didn't think Kevin Stefanski deserved it.
Tom
No,
Coughlin.
Who
tell
did
me
you
why,
think deserved it?
Tom
Dre.
Coughlin.
No, I want to hear who Dennis said deserved
No, but
it though.
wait, before he does that, I want to know why Sean McDermott won't get it.
I need Tom
Sean
Coughlin to
Mc,
get it.
First of all, Sean McDermott won't get it for the same popularity reason that folks pick certain awards due to popularity, and what team you coach or what team you belong to.
Oh, so
Sean McDermott is
you
not
think
getting
he's not popular enough?
no small market team. Hell no. Let me tell you how I know.
Oh,
How I know
okay.
this. Who won the coach of the year last year? John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh won the coach of the year last year. You telling me Sean McDermott wasn't a better coach than him last year?
No,
Somebody make it make sense for me.
I can make
No,
it make
Somebody
John
sense.
Harbaugh
Did
went
you?
to the Super Bowl.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
That's not
You
the
don't
one. No,
think that?
that's
Wait,
No,
wait.
actually, neither one of them were the better coach last year. Somebody else should have won it last year, but I won't even talk about that.
I'm just saying Sean McDermott to me was a better coach last year than Harbaugh was. And the reason why I say that is because again, the road traveled by. I'm talking about a team who had fit the most dead
yeah.
salary cap in 2018, had to revamp the whole team, revamp the whole team around, go get all of this stuff, put this team together in 1 year, and they went from 6-10 to 10-6 in a playoff game, and they should have beat the damn Texans. I'm sorry. If it wasn't for silly.
How about How about a coach who had to put a team together and revamp the whole team every week for 16 weeks?
Who would that be?
Mike Tomlin.
That's who I thought should have been coach of the year.
Last year,
Wait a minute.
yes.
What was their record the year before though?
They was 8-8.
It was 8-8.
I'm talking about last year. That's what you were
They was
talking
8-8
about
the year
last
before.
I'm talking about last year. What was their record last year?
8-8.
I get you.
Playing fourth string players.
I get you. I think Mike Tomlin's best coaching was last year when they was 8-8.
It was.
I could respect that. I'm just saying McDermott was better than Harbaugh, the person who got picked. That's all I'm saying.
I don't believe McDermott was better than Harbaugh. That year of that year. I don't believe McDermott was better than Harbaugh that year.
I do. I believe he was, just from a whole entire pie standpoint. Not just record. I'm talking about what he had to do. Everything that he had to do to mold that team to actually be a playoff team. I think McDermott overall, and then it proved it this year too, with what happened this year. He was a better coach than Harbaugh this year too. He's a better coach this year too. I get it. Stefanski went 6-10, all the way to 11-5. I totally get that.
No, actually, that was his first year coaching. That was his first year coaching.
It was his first year coaching. No, I know that was his first year coaching, but the year before they were 6-10. He comes in. Stefanski comes in from Minnesota and does his thing. I totally get it. So I understand why he got it. But Cleveland rocks. Buffalo and media, when it comes to media and popularity, does not. Let's be clear.
No, but the thing about when you keep saying about the small market, at one point Buffalo used to win awards. They used to be on top. So that's why when you say that small market about Buffalo thing, I honestly don't believe that. I know you say it, and I know where you're going with it, but it's not one of them things that, oh yeah, they're a small market, they ain't gonna get it. I don't believe that.
I do.
You know, Marv Levy had y'all 4 straight Super Bowl appearances. Y'all was top of the AFC.
20-some years ago, Dennis. 20-some
but
years ago.
I'm telling you that market was smaller back then than it is now.
Okay, everybody's market was smaller 20+ years ago, but I'm saying 20 years ago, there's a totally different mentality than it is now when it comes to teams. I'm gonna be real honest with you. It's totally different. 4 Super Bowls, I get it.
I do believe Ricky Bobby said, all joking aside.
I'm telling you, I just want to say this from somebody who lives here. I'm telling you, they will dog Buffalo first before they give them props.
What Ricky Bobby say, Dennis?
Right now, Ricky Bobby said, what did Ricky Bobby just say? All joking aside, Buffalo gonna be a great team for extended time. I believe that. I believe that.
I believe that.
I believe that.
I believe it's their time. Yep, I believe it.
I agree to a point, but I disagree at the same time. Because if Josh starts messing up and gets pissed off, he'll leave like he just left Minnesota.
Well, I just don't.
That's how I feel about it.
I personally, I've been saying this for a while. I think Patrick Mahomes only gonna win 1 Super Bowl. So.
See, I'm gonna say that I think Patrick Mahomes might win 3 or 4.
I think tell him again. Tell him again.
3 or 4. If they defense that defense and get a running game, that's all you need in the playoffs.
They will.
I told you about that, didn't I?
Yeah, and that's what you said. All you got to have is
I see the Chiefs go right back to the Super Bowl.
A good defense and a good running game. You go right back to the Super Bowl.
All right, here's the question for you, Ron.
I think he'll win 2. I don't think he's gonna win more than 2 his whole career.
I don't think. I think he's coming right back to the Super Bowl. I think he's about to be just like the rest of them. He's about to be just like the Aaron Rodgers and Drew Breeses.
Oh my
God, the hate.
No, it's not hate, Sean.
It's not hate. This is what it is.
No,
And,
Sam.
and,
With
and
Dennis,
this,
it is hate. With
It's,
but
Dennis, it is hate.
listen,
It's hate.
and the last
with me it's not.
just listen to what I'm saying first, Rashawn.
Yeah, you
And
hate.
I've been watching football since '91, right? Been watching football since '91. Since I've been watching football, ain't that many guys winning more than one Super Bowl quarterbacks. You had at the time you had Elway, you had Troy Aikman. I think Phil Simms won too. I think he was on both teams.
The Giants.
I think Hostetler won the other one. You
Eli.
got Eli Manning. We all know you got Tom Brady.
Peyton.
You got Peyton who won two.
Right.
You got Ben Roethlisberger.
So I think he's gonna win 2 or 3 more.
Okay, Ryan, let me tag with you real quick. First of all, the only way
Patrick Mahomes will run the league for the next decade.
He could run the league. Aaron Rodgers is running the league. He can run the league.
Rashawn.
Aaron Rodgers got 3 MVPs. You see the picture they put up on with them three championships? He got 3 MVPs. Patrick Mahomes had 3 MVPs.
No.
Rashawn, the only way that Patrick Mahomes doesn't win 3 Super Bowls in his career is if we have another Tom Brady around. Tom Brady has legitimately won 7 Super Bowls, been to 10 in 20 years. That's why you see these quarterbacks with only 1 or 2 at best. You would need somebody else who is going to take that place in order for you to sit up here and say Patrick Mahomes, who's on top of his game in year 3, in order for him not to have that.
I don't see.
Come on, man.
Can I say that? Obviously,
I disagree.
I'm gonna say
can I say? Wait, hold on, Dre. Hold on, Ron. Let me just say what I said. Dre didn't hear what I said earlier, so let me say what I said earlier. Kansas City made their mistake in the first round of the draft last year, and they're probably going to continue to do it. They went out and drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire instead of drafting Antoine Winfield Jr.
Okay.
When you go back and you watch the game, who was more dominant, Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Antoine Winfield Jr.?
Okay, I understand that, but they can't get it right.
I disagree with that, though. I think Kansas City messed up. Hold on. I disagree with that. The reason why I disagree with that is because Clyde Edwards-Helaire averaged 7 yards per carry in that game.
You keep talking about these averages. If you average 40 yards a catch, does that mean
he did not get the ball enough?
He's not going to because they're not. Dre, he's not going to because there's nobody down there to block for him, Dre.
Dennis,
running the ball is not something that Andy Reid prides himself on.
I
get you. Watch this. Hold on. I get you. But Dennis, if you already know that your offensive line has been shuffled around and you're playing against a team who likes to bring the blitz, like Tampa Bay, right? I'm running the football. And first of all, the problem was they didn't keep Tom Brady off the field either. We were sitting here worried about Patrick Mahomes being off the field. They didn't worry about Tom Brady being off the field. So you should have ran the ball more with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Edwards-Helaire had 7 yards per carry and almost 70 yards in this game on what? 8, 9.
That's because defense
you gotta run the ball.
That's because defense wins championships. But go ahead, Ryan.
And why I say Patrick Mahomes will get like 2 or 3 more because all who else in that division to mess with Patrick Mahomes? To mess with the Kansas City Chiefs.
As of right now, on February, what's this? February the 10th? What's the?
You better not say the Raiders. You better not.
What's today's date? What's today's date?
You better not say the Raiders.
What's today's date?
Date's the 9th, Dennis.
Okay, February the 9th today. Nobody as of today. Okay. But again, we don't know what the season gonna hold.
Wait a minute. I don't trust Derek Carr whatsoever.
Who said Derek Carr gonna be on their team next year?
I just saying.
Who say they don't make the trade to go get Deshaun Watson? You don't know what's gonna happen. This is the fucking Raiders. Okay. You don't know what's gonna happen.
All right, but what I do know for right now, Derek Carr and that motherfucking quarterback. Yes or no?
All right. So what about that? What about that nut ass Chargers? We're in the division. You talking about the rest of the division? What about the nut ass Chargers?
Really?
They quarterback rookie of the year.
You trust the Chargers?
I ain't say I trust him. I said
Justin
nut ass
Herbert
Chargers.
only
You heard
won
me say
Rookie of the
nut
Year
first.
because
I said nut ass
Burrows went
Chargers.
down.
Listen to what I'm saying. Nut ass
Herbert
Chargers is what I
only
said.
won Rookie of the Year because Burrows went down. Don't do that.
No.
His nut ass won Rookie of the Year.
9 times 10, the Chargers cannot
Burrow
even
wasn't a
stay
better quarterback.
healthy to get through a
I
season.
mean, Justin Herbert has the record for throwing touchdowns by any other rookie, though.
And you know one team that don't got no problem paying for old quarterbacks.
My question again, though, Rashawn, to you,
Denver.
is he a better quarterback than Joe Burrow?
Denver ain't got no problem paying for old quarterbacks.
Okay, you just said that they get defense.
I believe so. The thing about Justin Herbert is
they talking about trading Von Miller. They talking about trading Von Miller.
They talking about trading everybody. That don't mean nothing.
So you tell
until
me
it's done, I ain't hearing it.
Wait a minute. You tell me you really trust Denver?
I ain't say I trust anybody. All I said is on February 9th, nobody. That's how I started the conversation. Don't forget that. I said on February 9th, nobody. Because you be quick to put some shit in my mouth. That's why I started the conversation like that. On February 9th, nobody. See me on your birthday. See me on your birthday.
I don't trust no other teams in that division. That's all I gotta say.
You can win your division. That don't mean you're gonna win the damn Super Bowl.
I've not seen nobody.
As a matter of fact, the team that won the Super Bowl ain't even win their fucking division.
I don't even.
But anyway,
I just saying. I don't even trust.
So winning your division is not something that you have to do to win the same Super Bowl.
He wouldn't know nothing about that, Dennis. He hasn't won one yet.
No, my bad.
Oh, okay, Richard.
My bad.
Well, I will tell you this. The Tampa Bay Bucks is the last team to win the Super Bowl from the wild card since the Packers in 2010.
That's a lot. Isn't that a lot?
But that's
yes, that's true.
You have to bring up 2010, Andre.
Yes, I had to bring up
what time about? Then the Giants won.
Yeah, Giants won.
The Giants won right into y'all.
Listen carefully. I said it. I'll say it again. The Giants was before 2010.
No, they wasn't. They was after.
No.
Okay.
It was after. They beat the Patriots the second time.
Giants won the division that year. Wait a minute. The Giants, the year that they went to the Super Bowl, that year they won
both wild card spots.
It was a wild card spot.
It was wild card spot.
That was 2011.
Okay, go look it up. If you don't believe
and 2011. I just looked it up today. I've been in Eli Manning arguments all day today. All day.
Time out. I'm gonna look it up myself because I know for a fact. I just seen it. I seen it posted that the last team to go from a 6 seed, the wild card.
No. You said wild card. You didn't say 6 seed. That's the difference. You could be a 5th seed and be a wild card. You could be a 4th seed and be a wild card.
Hold on. The last team to
You said wild card. You got to make sure you get the
wild card.
specifics. You said wild card. Now, you say 6 seed, then that's a different story.
In the Super Bowl in 2012, the Giants beat the Patriots 21-17. That's the one.
I know the Giants was a wild card. That's Eli Manning shit coming from the wild card to win the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, I think the Baltimore Ravens came from the wild card to win the Super Bowl too.
Yes, they did. Ravens did too. So last time the team won Super Bowl with the wild card team was the Ravens because they were playing the wild card.
I think he might have said NFC.
NFC, okay.
He might have said NFC. I don't know. He might have said NFC.
Well, he's still wrong because Sharon just proved him wrong.
Yeah.
Right, because the Giants beat the Falcons in wild card. They beat the Packers in the divisional round, and they beat the 49ers in conference championship, and they beat the Patriots in a Super Bowl.
Okay, so watch this. I'm about to read what I got here. It says, as of the start of 2020, there's never been a meeting of 2 wildcard teams in either conference championship or a Super Bowl. The closest the latter happened in 2010 when the Packers and the Jets went on Cinderella runs after finishing the season second wildcard team. The Packers won in 2010, the Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's see. I think that's if you mention it in a 6 seed. But if we talk about playing in a wild card,
2010 season, but the game was in 2011.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it
looking at
says
it.
here, it says the years that wild card teams won it all happened between 1980 and 2010. It says those teams are the Oakland Raiders, the Denver Broncos, Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers, New York Giants,
They
and
lost to the
Green
Raiders and they
Bay
was a
Packers.
wild card team. That a
And
bit.
Green Bay Packers. I just told you. That's why I knew I seen it. I just seen that just recently.
We lost to the
That's
Raiders and
why
they
I
was a
said it.
fucking wild card team. I can't believe
Yes.
this shit.
That's why I just said it. I knew that it was Green Bay. But you know what? Regardless of the fact, it happens once every 10 years. So who's gonna be the next wild card team to win the Super Bowl?
Giants.
What your next
Exactly. Ricky,
topic?
it's on you now. I said it's on you.
Look,
Oh,
y'all better watch them Jets. The Jets are coming. I don't care what nobody say. The Jets are coming.
Yes, I agree with you. Now that they
Jets are
got rid
coming.
of
People
Gay,
gonna sleep on the Jets.
before they
The
had
Jets are
Gay,
coming.
no way.
my first
I never said they wasn't. I believe the Jets coming. I believe there's a couple teams that's gonna be on the come up. I believe Denver gonna surprise some people. I believe who was another scary team? It depends on what the coach do.
Denver ain't gonna go nowhere. But go ahead,
I
Ron.
believe Denver gonna do something.
my first question: why, when we talk about the best, we talk about Michael Jordan, and we leave Bill Russell out of it? And Bill Russell got 11 rings.
Two different eras for my answer.
You want my answer?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my answer with that discussion. Bill Russell was athletic. He was gifted. He was a smart player. The era was different. There was only like, what, 12, 8 teams? It wasn't, it was a different era. It was the difference in the era was so significant that they cannot be equally compared.
Bill
And
Russell was the only player of his kind back then.
yeah, I mean, and you're talking about people, they didn't play in the NBA as a full-time job. These were like teachers and maintenance men and store managers playing in the NBA. And that's for real. That's the way it was. Their games weren't even televised. It was a whole different era. And he won 11 championships, yes, but that was in the old era. That era is totally different than any other era that's come after it. So that's part of my reason.
Okay.
Even though he's won 11, it's like saying, okay, you playing a Division 1 football versus Division 4, and you got 11 championships in Division 4 versus a school that only got 4 in Division 1, so the Division 4 school is better. No, you're not going to ever say that.
So what you say, Dennis?
Well, Sharon summed it up, man. That's about all I got.
Right?
Say it again.
Why, when we talk about Michael Jordan is the best, and we leave Bill Russell out of it, and Bill Russell have 11 rings, and Michael Jordan got 6.
Okay, Sharon explained it. Again,
Right.
Bill Russell was the only player of his kind back then. The league was totally different. Less teams, nobody was of his kind. And we all know, no offense, we all know black men are more athletic than other certain folks. And I won't go there, but I won't go there with that. There's a reason why there's a movie White Man Can't Jump. Let's be clear. I just want to put that out there. And then secondly, number two. And then number two, secondly, off the rip, Michael Jordan's influence to the game is totally different than Bill Russell's, and he's undefeated. And on top of that, I don't want to hear nobody say that Tom Brady's legacy is over Michael Jordan's. If I hear it, I'm
nobody been saying nothing like that.
He done posted that. He done been saying that for a while. You better not say nobody.
Yes, I did.
Say it, goddamn.
You're right about that.
I'm gonna talk about the rings. Bill Russell got 11 rings.
I roll with you, Andre, on that. I'm rolling with you.
Yeah, I'm not playing. I bet I hear that ever. I'm pissed.
It's all over the internet. Everybody's a lot of people saying it's
I
ridiculous.
know. That's what I don't understand. I cannot understand for the life of me how you can
Oh,
sit
I
there and say that.
understand it.
My
They
next
want him to be
question.
the savior. He got to be the
Yeah,
savior.
of course.
The
What person?
So ridiculous.
GWH.
What person
Mhm.
your NFL team need to get signed and free agent to get better?
What does our team have to sign in free agency to get better?
Yep. What person? Do
Oh, I don't
your
know the person. We need a quarterback. We need a
y'all
quarterback.
just picked up somebody.
We need a quarterback. We need secondary. We need people in the secondary. He's coming along.
But how much cap do y'all got, Shannon?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, they cap strapped.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh
I
cap
would tell
strapped.
you,
Y'all-
I never keep up with the cap. So if anybody ever asks me questions like that, I can never answer because I don't keep
Y'all
up with it.
finna lose a lot of players.
Oh, I already know they cap strapped.
No,
Lot of teams
they'll
is cap
fix it.
strapped.
They'll fix it. Kansas City was cap strapped, only had enough money to buy 2 Maddens and
Right, by two Madden
everybody
games, and they
and
still
restructured everybody's contract. So I don't believe in cap strap no more. Goddamn it, you can fix it.
right.
Everything is fixable.
Right. You right.
Okay,
You right
Richie.
about that.
What you
It's
think?
not one player.
Okay, name
Yes,
some players.
with y'all, yes it is. Yes it is.
We need a quarterback and we need we need running back core.
Well, you could get that in the draft.
No, she needs somebody legit. They've been drafting running backs for a
Yeah,
while.
we don't need no new running back. We
So,
need a running back that can run right now.
What?
All right.
Wait a
Hey,
minute. So
Sharon.
you saying Najee Harris can't run?
What I was thinking for you is maybe Adrian Peterson.
mm.
You said somebody that can run.
We need somebody that can run right now.
Well, he been
So Najee
running for
Harris
a
can't
long
run?
time.
Sharon?
Who is Najee? Who is that?
Najee
Najee
Harris
Harris
from Roll Tide?
from
Right,
Bama.
right.
One of the best running
That's my
backs.
point. That's my point. My point in asking the question is he's coming out of college. I want
Oh,
somebody.
you want
We
one
He
of
need
them
wants somebody
somebody
veterans.
that
Running
trusted,
already
back.
tried,
That's
in
and
what
the
that
true.
is.
NFL.
We need somebody trusted, tried, and true in the NFL that we know can run legit. Now we can draft a running back too and bring him along, but we need somebody who can run now. That's used to the NFL, that can handle it. That's what we need.
I know you might not like the guy, but he's because he's in your division. But Mark Ingram.
Oh, I like Mark Ingram. That's my friend's son. I know his daddy. Me and his daddy, we cool. So yeah, I like Mark Ingram.
Andre?
You know what? At this point in time, I'm going to
when they let Mark Ingram go, I posted the Steelers should pick him up. Exactly what I said.
And we know, don't say wide receivers, Andre.
hold on, timeout. At this point in time, I'm gonna withhold my answer because I know that my organization not gonna do it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Don't say. Don't say.
Wait, who is it? Who you wanted though?
That don't mean we can't know what you think.
Listen, Dennis. Look, Dennis. Just because you try to be slick and get me to answer it anyway, I see you.
No, I really is it all put it like this: offense or defense? Put it like
it's defense. It's defense.
Do you think y'all should get Patrick Peterson?
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at getting Patrick Peterson because he's a veteran corner.
I
still don't understand. Hold on. I still don't understand why they signed Tramon Williams and then didn't even play him in the playoffs. I don't understand that.
He wants to retire as a Packer.
Dre, y'all to keep that bum that y'all got now.
Don't even start. Kevin King is gone. He's gone.
He's gonna be that next year.
No, he ain't.
If they get Patrick Peterson, Peterson, they might be back to they two corner system that they used to have back in the day.
Listen, I would rather have Jerry. I would rather have Alexander, Patrick Peterson, and Tramon Williams as our first three corners than to have Sullivan or King on the team. Get them both out of here. Both of them bums can leave today.
King. But then they'll turn around like have a bounce back season like Facro.
But no. I'm gonna
and
tell you who I really
Martinez
wanted
did.
though. I really, after seeing Ndamukong Suh and JPP, who's undefeated in playoffs, by the way.
I've got 3 fingers.
I did not know JPP was undefeated in playoff games. Did y'all know that?
Yeah,
What you say,
JPP has
Richie?
never lost a playoff game.
yeah.
So
He ate
What you call him, Richie?
I've got 3 fingers.
3 fingers. I want JJ Watt to come home.
No, he not doing that. I getting tired y'all get all the Lexus and Corvettes and all that stuff.
Now you get as a tourist,
Why
right,
you
Ron?
why you hating right now?
I getting
The
tired.
Lexuses and Corvettes.
I
What do you
getting
mean?
tired y'all getting all these
Big
Lexus.
Ben gonna give up his salary so we can get JJ Watt.
Hold on,
What?
time out.
Y'all not about to get you. Hold up, goddammit.
Hold on
You ain't
now.
about to have a Wyatt family over there, motherfucker. Hold up.
I'm very
Sharing.
serious. That's what
I
Ben.
believe it, but I don't want it to happen just because I believe it, goddammit.
Sharon.
I
Sharing.
mean, his brothers are there. Why not?
No.
Sharing.
Yeah.
You already got enough Corvettes. Your man be dancing on the field. Corvette. You got enough Corvette.
It don't matter.
Corvette.
Bring one more over there.
Well, no, you don't need no more Corvettes.
They
You
really
tell
don't
you-
need no more Corvettes there.
Way, so what's your point?
Tomlin and make it do what it do.
I'm gonna tell
JJ Watt gonna man do what it do. He be calling people out. Corvette.
Yeah, you will.
All right, Ron, since I didn't get a chance to answer your question yet, I'm going to say A-Rob, Kenny Galladay,
I don't need all that.
and re-signing Leonard Williams.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all might need to do a Tampa Bay move.
Go get AB?
No.
Dang.
Chris Godwin.
No, I think if they can honestly make the move and get them a quarterback, take them to the next level, they
Well,
want it all.
since Tom can't beat us, why don't you join us?
Giants need to hire Kaepernick.
You would love that.
That would never happen.
Yes,
He
I
get
would
the
love
New
that.
York
That's why I
publicity.
said it. I know.
He get the blink. Listen, no.
It won't happen. Not the
Only
way
way I see him ever going to New York is if either Robert Saleh get him or Rex Ryan was still coaching the Jets. That's the only 2 ways I see him going to New York.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, since we need a backup quarterback, because we're not re-signing Colt, go after Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Sound good. He might take y'all over the top. He finally getting the fucking playoffs. So I'm tired of hearing about this whole Fitz magic and all this bullshit. He ain't got a playoff win to back it up. Oh, this Fitz man. He's Fitz magic. He ain't shit.
You're just jealous of his
Yeah,
beard.
he
Dennis.
fits
Come
magic.
on.
He magically disappeared.
Wow.
I eat marshmallows. That's what he is. Marshmallows.
To answer your question, Ron, I don't know if I'm gonna sound though, but there's one thing I heard. If Jimmy Graham does get released by the Bears, the Saints are interested of him.
Who?
Jimmy Graham? They gonna bring him back home?
I hope not.
So he to retire?
No, I'm saying this: if the Bears released him, they said the Saints are interested of him, like bring him back and stuff.
Well, I hate to say it, but Jameis Winston needs some targets, weapons. He's about to lose Michael Thomas too.
I'll take Michael Thomas.
Well, me and Ron discussed this though. Like if Michael's
we're gonna get Michael, Julio, and Kenny Galladay. Just
and ain't got nobody to throw it to him. Anyway.
Little Kim going back to Philly dinner.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Nick Foles.
My next question is, if the Clippers don't make it to the playoffs this year, do you think they need to trade Paul George ASAP?
No.
I tired Paul George.
No, I think he should stay right there because I can't stand the Clippers and don't ever want him to do nothing. So he can stay right there.
Hey, I don't care about Clippers anyway, so no comment.
Yeah, why you don't like the Clippers, Sharon?
Andre John.
Yeah, he left.
All right.
What do you think? Rick?
Since my boy is in jail for 120 days, put him on the Timberwolves. I'll take him in a heartbeat. Wouldn't that be technically
Who
him?
your boy? Who your boy?
Monique Beasley. He got in trouble with something or
Oh yeah, he got house arrest though.
well, then he can take his house arrest to Los Angeles and deal with them.
Yeah, but what Sharon, why you don't like the Clippers though?
I'm a Lakers fan, Dennis. Come on.
Yeah, but they ain't win shit.
Yeah, rivalry.
Like 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 the Eagles before we won a championship. We can talk about we ain't win shit. You know what I mean? Like
But that don't have nothing to do with it. We hate the Clippers. We don't ever want them to win nothing ever.
Hey, I'm not a Clippers fan anyway, so I don't care if they. I really don't care, to be honest with you.
What do you think, Dennis?
Clippers need a point guard.
No, answer my question.
That's the only way they're gonna do something. If they get a point guard. If they make this trade and shout out to Fresh Perspective because they've been saying this for a while. If they make this trade and get Lonzo Ball, that'll be good for them.
I don't think they will do that though.
Well, he's been on the trade block. He on the trade block.
Just because somebody on trade block doesn't mean we go through.
Right.
Well, if that's the case, then the Lakers should go after Melo, his brother.
No. Oh, you mean LaMelo? Okay, yeah.
My next question is: do you think Ty Gurley need to retire, or do you think he could be a starter running back on another team?
He could be a starter on another team. He'd be good in.
Well,
Philadelphia. But I say leave him where he's at. The franchise is about to die anyway. Just leave him there.
Nope.
Go down with the ship.
Nope.
No,
I think he'd be
he's
good.
gonna stay in. I think he's not gonna retire. I think he's gonna go somewhere else.
No, he's not going nowhere else. He's staying in Atlanta.
Nope.
Yep.
I could see, to be honest with you, all joking aside, I could see him with Pittsburgh.
No.
That's what I just said.
Well, you cut off a little bit.
You cut off. Or I could see Todd Gurley to the Jets.
No.
How about Texas?
No.
If they pay him enough, he'd be good.
They
I
get
don't,
paid.
I don't want Todd Gurley in Pittsburgh. He's too
What?
injury.
Okay. Do you think it was disrespectful for what Paul George said? He compared himself to LeBron James.
Yes, because they're both bums.
Wait a minute. I got to see what he said. What did he say?
Who said they compared themselves to LeBron James?
Paul George.
Oh, never mind. I ain't even listening to that. Tell me when you go to the next question.
Wait a minute. He didn't. What did he say? It depends on what he said.
He compared himself to LeBron James.
You're gonna have to give Sharon the article. She got to see that.
Because I could compare myself to Serena Williams. That don't mean I think I'm her.
But Shannon, how you gonna compare yourself to somebody that won championships and he had not even won none?
It depends on what he was talking about. Did he say he's as good a player as LeBron? Or did he say that when I'm focused, I focus like LeBron?
No.
Or did he say I'm a good teammate like LeBron? What was he talking about?
He just said he just like LeBron James. He compared himself to LeBron James.
I think we should move on from this question.
I think he's a lot like LeBron James in some ways. What? Actually, yes. He even sounds like him. Sometime when they're interviewing Paul George, I have to look at the TV to see who's talking because they sound alike. How about that?
I just don't leave it right there.
All right, what's the next one?
Do you think Drew Brees should come back next year.
I'm gonna leave that to y'all. Let me know when y'all ready for me.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the decision. I'm gonna support him. If he wants to stay, he'll stay. If he retires, I mean, I'm not gonna be upset though.
What you
Yeah,
think?
I'm kind of with Dalton on that one. I believe that a player should decide for himself when he's had enough and when he can no longer do it. I don't feel that fans should tell him you need to go. It's just like with Ben. Everybody's trashing Ben. You need to quit. Well, I'm sure that Tomlin knows something that we don't. So if Mike Tomlin is saying we want Ben to come back, then I trust that.
Okay.
Especially if the man is willing to give up his salary to get some players. You're talking about a man, he wants another ring before he goes out.
Well, the way he been playing don't even look like he gonna get another ring.
Well, maybe not.
And I just now don't get me wrong, I respect Drew Brees, but every year it looked like Drew Brees been going down. His arm talent and everything.
That's true.
But
injury. as Tom Brady proved, you don't have to have arm strength necessarily.
You right about that. You right about that, but injuries too. That play a big part in the game.
That's true.
And I think Drew Brees, broke ribs, 6 of them?
Like 11.
11 ribs.
And I found out he had a torn rotator cuff
this
year.
When you get older, your body don't heal that fast. When you get the older you get, your body slow down healing sometimes.
That's true, but again, I say it's up to him to decide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, we'll see though, but if he stays though, the fans, well, especially for Saints fans, they can either deal with it or change routines though. Right. That's all I gotta say.
My last question: do a OC make a player look good, or a player make a OC look good?
Both.
It depends on which quarterback / offensive coordinator. Give me an example.
I give you Arthur Smith with the Tennessee.
Well,
do you think Derrick Henry will run the same way?
Now, no, not Derrick Henry. Talk about his boy.
Tannehill. Come on.
Tannehill. Talk about his boy Tannehill.
Do you think Tannehill will do the same what he did without Arthur Smith?
Well,
I hope so.
My answer is no.
Well, look this way, like Todd Browning, the new offense player for the Titans, though, he put up with Derek Carr with the Raiders, and now he's going to put up with Ryan Tannehill. So we'll see how it does with Todd Browning and Ryan Tannehill.
What do you say, Dennis?
Well, I didn't get to answer your first question about Drew Brees.
We already know how you feel. That's why we left it alone.
Oh, all right.
Yes, I left you alone, bro.
Oh, all right. I ain't gonna answer it, then I'll leave it alone.
No, that's your opinion. I respect your opinion, Dennis. I respect your opinion.
I honestly believe that the Saints need to get a new quarterback. I think Drew Brees is holding the team down. Like, they only got such a window to be the top defense like that they are, and they can't just keep relying on Drew Brees to win them games. They need a different quarterback.
They had one. Button W's, remember?
Yeah, I don't think nobody on their staff is good enough to take them to the next level.
But you look at this way though, even though the Saints are interested of Jameis Winston, doesn't mean Jameis Winston is going to sign with the Saints though.
Right, and that's another thing. Like, it goes right into to Ron's next question. Does a coordinator make a player better, or does a player make a coordinator better? Well, it all depends on where you go. Right now, Jameis Winston looks much better when he's with the Saints than he did when he was with Tampa Bay. Carson Wentz, everybody believed Carson Wentz was much better when Frank Reich was around than he is right now when he's, just with Doug Peterson. They say Lil Kim is only good when he's around Doug Peterson than when he is around anybody else. Or you'll hear rumblings about, who's another one? Some people believe Tom Brady is making Byron Leftwich look good.
Oh.
Some people believe
50-50 on that one.
and some people say that it's not Eric Bieniemy that's doing things so good. They keep saying it's Patrick Mahomes and his talent. Like I said, it all depends on if you listen to what people say. I actually sit back and I just watch the game and I try to see parts and pieces where coaching is in play and where players are in play.
What? That was my last question.
Okay, I got one thing to say.
I believe it's equal. That's what I believe.
Talk your son, Sharon.
We can barely hear you.
I can barely hear you.
Oh, me?
Yeah, we can barely hear you, Sharon.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I believe that can you hear me better now?
Yes, you must.
Yes.
Okay. My Wi-Fi must have been blinking. I believe it's equal. It's like the quarterback wide receiver argument. I believe it's equal. It depends on who has more strength, the OC or the player. You sometimes you'll have an OC that's at a B level, but you got a star that's an offensive player, like the quarterback, star quarterback in an okay OC. Well, who's making who look better? Probably the star. The star is making the OC look better. But then you might have another matchup where you got an OC that's just brilliant, offensive mastermind, but you got a player who's A minus, B plus. Well, then the OC is making them look better. So I think it depends. Like it depends on what two are you talking about?
Or you have the opposite, Adam Gase and Sam Darnold.
Yeah, both of them are D's.
Right. They cancel each other out.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be a changing around now that Adam Gase is gone. Just my opinion, though.
Right. I mean, it depends on about the offense coordinator. It just depends.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. From we got Ricky Williams acting up in the building, the D-Man, to my chocolate girl, Miss Sharon Mullen. Miss Chocolate Girl. We got Tom Washawn that was in the building, and Andre the Torch Robinson. I want to thank everybody for listening in. Again, if y'all want to see more Talk You Ish, make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Ignorant Thinker Podcast. Please subscribe, because I will be doing some recorded shows on there that I like everybody to see. Like I said, thank y'all for coming out tonight. Yes.
Can I say one last thing?
Yes.
I just want to say we give our thoughts and prayers to the family of Marty Schottenheimer and his passing.
Yes.
The football world is missing a great guy and a good coach. And it's sad that he passed away from Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a terrible, debilitating disease. It took my father's life as well. And I just encourage people, if you got a few dollars that you want to donate to a cause, please donate to Alzheimer's research.
Yes.
Please. That's all I want to say.
With that being said, we want to thank y'all for coming out. Ryan, you got any last words?
I thank everybody for coming out, watching us, and I thank the Talk Your Ish people, you, Dennis, and Sharon, and Dalton, and Andre, and the Rise Up family,
And Ricky. Don't forget Ricky.
Don't forget Ricky acting up.
It's all right. I'm used to it.
No, I see you right there.
No, but I got one thing to say. Okay. It's not going to be mean. Not going to be harsh. If Patrick Mahomes was so good, he would have at least scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Ooh. But thank you and hit it, Dennis.
God bless. Good night.